attention to go onto Google and then type in died suddenly and find the news articles that would pop up. And lo and behold, here's a whole listing of people, of articles, of people within that last week who died suddenly. Younger people, older people, but a lot of younger people throughout around the world. Life.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to those who feel like preaching this word in truth, sincerity to you ribs, to your sisters out there, Lord, in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. Right, so this whole thing of, unalive, you know, because of the J to the A to the B, right? Spell that out. Right, a lot of this stuff has been coming out for a while, and they finally getting put in a hot seat. Right, Dr. Death is getting put in a hot seat. Right, lawsuits came up. Right, but it's already in people. Right, it's already too late. Right, scriptures talk about who will pity a charmer. They get bitten by a snake. We've been people like-minded brothers have been saying this for a long time, that we are not to take this man's medicines, right? For this exact reason. This is why you don't trust in Egypt, because they tell you one thing, but really have a whole different kind of agenda. I made a video on this, a couple videos back. Not sure if it got taken down or not. I know one of my videos got taken down, but this is why. I mean, once you get that thing in you, you can't get it out of you, right? And they are projecting large amount of you know populations to pop. This is Job chapter 13 verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, right? Forger of lies, somebody who creates lies, put them together, right? They create lies, right? Like somebody who forges a sword means he makes a sword out of steel, right? Like he has to do things to it to shape it, sharpen it, reinforce it, right? He works at this, which is lies, right? Through the media, through the top medical advisors, things of that nature, right? In this case, Dr. Death, right? So ye are all physicians of no value, right? And a physician is made to what? To heal, fix, right? Address like health concerns, things of that nature, right? They're not valuable, meaning they're worthless. They don't do you no good. All these, how do I say this? All this sorcery, right? If you know, you know, or pharmakia, right? Were deliberately, right? At one point they were plant based. Now they're oil based, vasodilation based, chemically put together. Use venoms, right? At one point, they had some type of natural components to it, but they were removed, you know, by the can't even say the word, man. The rocker to the fellas, right? At some point, look that up. Right, but the people that Job's speaking about is the same people we're dealing with today, right? people around him, right, were wicked. And even in like verse 16, he's talking about his friends. But at the end of the day, this goes towards Esau, right? Let's see, who was it? Verse 2 says, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are ye all. Right? You guys are not good at comforting the people that were surrounding him. Right? Esau can never comfort us in any type of way. He does the opposite. He's the cause as why we lost in the first place. Right? The Lord has given us unto his hands to be destroyed, man, to be lost, to grope in darkness. Right? And this is why we can't put our trust in him. As they say, he is not trustable. Right? Let me go to Psalms real quick. This is Psalms chapter 56. I think it's verse 11. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Right? So a lot of the times where they said that if you don't take this poison, you're gonna lose your job, man. You're gonna not be able to see your kids. Like that's one of those things that scare people. They was gonna say that, if you don't, if you don't venom your kid, that that's child abuse, and people were rumoring that CPS might take your kids. Like these are scare tactics that people were using to get you to do something, right? They were saying they will even try to coerce you and try to feed you and give you, free things like beer, whatever it may be. Like if you get yourself a 6-pack once you get your shot, like these are the things that most of the population did, man. But the men of the Lord and the people who had trust in the Lord said, "Nah, we're not doing that. Right? You can't make me do something like this." Right from the top, Psalms 56:11. In God have I put my trust. Right. That's why we did not go and do these things and get venom up so we could be a part of the society. No, we were willing to get kicked out of it. We were willing to sacrifice comfort for being in being right in the side of the Lord. You know what I mean? Like being blameless in a sense where we're not tainted with this man's venom. So I will not be afraid. What can man do unto me? Right? Because the Lord has showed himself over and over again that he does not, put in vain, the works that the men do for him, the things that they sacrifice. The Lord had looked out for men in certain times, right? Verse 13, for thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt thou now deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living. Right? The Lord's going to keep us from stumbling, right? Once we put our trust in him, it's going to be all chaos coming soon. And, this is just a precursor to what's coming. So if we continue to put our faith and trust in the Lord, we will be, safe. To a point where you won't even dash your feet on a stone, hurt yourself, man. The Lord's going to look out. Right? And that's what we look forward to. Right? So keep praying, keep pushing. I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, the honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to those for light, patience, word, and truth, and sincerity to you, ribs. To you, sisters out there, learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom.